Welcome to Broken Kayfabe, the unofficial after show of Breaking Kayfabe with Baldrin and Barry. And Ariel, thank you so much for being my co-host each and every week.
No problem, Frankie. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Thanks for having me back again. I guess you couldn't find anybody else.
I'm not looking.
I know. Good. You better not.
So did you know well, first let me say this. Last week's episode where we did not have a guest lined up, I ended up getting none other than the Crankmaster, Steven Jaworski, to come on and talk about Impact Rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we were a little aloof and making jokes that we had no idea who was going to be on. But in the meantime, I have had conversations with Chris Zaha and Travis Reigns, Jason Ward, and Kevin Dignam. So you'll hear all of that coming up this week and in the future, very near future.
Awesome. Sounds good. I mean, we have returning guests. We have first-time guests appearing. So it's going to be exciting. I'm so pumped up for it.
I'd like to have more people, new people. There's 2,100 members in the group. I'd love to have them all on, not together, but, going down the line.
Like the Muppet Show.
Yeah. So if you are a member of the Brothership and you're listening to this podcast and you would love to be on, just message me. I say that every week and no one ever does. But hey, here we go. Here we are.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a lot more fun if we have a lot more other people to talk to and hear from. So yeah. Contact Frankie if you want to be on the show.
Well, last week I also said contact Ariel, and you're like, no.
I'm not gonna answer. Fuck that shit. No, my schedule sucks. I can't do this.
I know, man. I know. I feel so bad for you. You've got to be the hardest working man in Silicon Valley.
Well, you know what? Yeah. Now that Elon moved to Austin, Texas. Yeah, pretty much. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know what? My boss gave me some time off, meaning that he let me go home early last night, so that was about it. But I'm gonna sleep right after this podcast. But I'm getting tired. It's a lot of work for me.
Yeah, man. I feel so bad. You're always working so hard, but it has to be nice to work around all those breasts.
I don't work at KFC.
I meant Silicon, Silicon.
Oh, right. I was going to say, what is he talking about? I don't work at Hooters either. So, yeah, Silicon Valley. That's like Beverly Hills, isn't it? I mean, all the fake people are over there in Southern California. Plastic people. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's Silicon Valley. Oh my gosh, Frankie. Yeah, Silicon Valley.
Well, Ariel, I was reminiscing this week about how you and I came to record here together on this fine, no award-winning podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reminded that it was Michael Herrick that suggested you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. I was actually talking with Michael. And I had started the podcast. And I was just having people on, no co-host.
Okay.
And then he said, I asked if he'd like to be on. He says, you know what? Ariel Agbalog would be a great guest. He's an adventurous eater. And I said, that is right. So I looked at your posts and, what was it? Bull testicles or something you had eaten?
It was ox penis.
Ox penis? Yeah. I knew it was something, something I would never put in my mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that's how it came to be.
Nice. Thank you, Michael. Now I have to give him a cut of my paycheck.
Great. Yeah.
Just kidding, I don't get paid.
Exactly. We don't.
We don't do this for money.
We do it for love. You can pay him in love.
Ooh.
Love.
Or more. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. You could pay me in ox penis. if you want.
Dude, how hilarious would that be if we ship some ox penis to your house?
Right? My mom's like, "What the hell's this?" I'm like,
Oh, she would know what it was.
No, she wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Wow. This show started off weird. But, that's how it is. So, shooting the shit.
Just shooting the shit.
Mhm.
So I'm going to make an executive decision. This week's episode, conversation episode, the conversation in the episode, which will be better than the last 10 seconds of me speaking, will feature Kevin Dignam.
And
then the next Pro Bowler. And then the next one after that is kind of a cluster. It's a fun one, but it's Jason Ward, and then he's joined by Chris Saha and Travis Raines, and then they're all joined by Kevin, and then it just falls apart and we're done. So we'll talk with Kevin one-on-one, and then the next week we have that. So, hey, seriously, if you want to be on here and you want to come and tell a story, or talk, or shoot the shit about wrestling or whatever, just message me. I'd love to get you on.
Yeah, I'd love to be on too, but I can't find a schedule to actually be on. Besides, like right now in the morning or something over here. But I love to be on those conversations too. So let me find some time. Call in sick. I told you before I could call in sick at work so I could record like with everybody else.
Well, you might not want to do that because you might actually end up being sick.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened to me. If I discussed it last week, then stop me and I'll edit it out. But I went to a craft fair and I ordered a drink. It was a strawberry something with boba pearls, and she asked if I want these boba pearls, and I said sure, not knowing what they are. I mean, I'm not really a, get a lot of mods on my coffees or teas or whatever. I just ordered it the way that it is. But I saw the drink and it looked really good. And so the lady made it, put these things in it, and about 45 minutes, an hour afterwards, I was like feeling nauseous. And then pretty much from then, that was Saturday, until Monday or Tuesday, I was running to the bathroom with severe diarrhea.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I had fevers and chills, and I was a mess. So then I woke up yesterday and kicked out. So it was a rough couple days, though.
Did you got food poisoning?
I think that's what it was. I think it was food poisoning. My mom said it could be, just a stomach bug.
Flu, yeah.
I don't care how old you are. You still call your mom when you're sick. And she tells you, what's wrong, even though she hadn't seen you in, a year.
Yeah.
And, don't even know what you look like anymore. But, mom gave me a little comfort, told me what to do. Of course, I got a hot wife who's also a mother, and she was already all over it.
Okay. That's good.
It's good to hear mom. And, it makes mom feel good that she can still, do mom stuff and be a mom and tell me what it is and what she thinks it is. And, so
being a parent never stops. It never ends. No matter how old your kids are or whatever, you never stop being a parent.
Yeah, so, I'll always be her baby boy, even though I'm an old man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, same here. Except I don't leave the house.
Except to work.
But I can't.
Weird
leave
question.
The house. Yeah, sure. What's up?
Are your parents proud of your work ethic?
I guess. Sure. I don't know. We don't talk about it. I mean, my mom says I got to rest. If I keep going, I'm going to get sick or something. But
yeah,
they're proud of it. It's like, okay, so I live at home because I don't have $1 million to buy a house over here. And, I have a house over in North Carolina, but anyway, I just want to get that out there. So yeah. Anyway, it could have been worse. I could be one of those 40-year-old adults that like still live at home and don't contribute, that don't have a job and just have their parents, pay for everything, I work, and I help out with the mortgage. I help out with the utility bills and everything like that. I just so happen to still live at home. Uh, Actually, a lot of my friends do too, because, well, I mean, the housing situation here and all of that stuff. But yeah, they're proud of my work ethic. They're glad that I'm not like lazy. There was a time when, like, when I was younger, I didn't want to work at all. I was just um let's see, I was laid off from a job back then, and then I just skated on by with unemployment and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, they're kind of getting annoyed, but it's okay. I mean, right now it's I'm still here, but I'm working. I'm trying to leave. Well, actually, well, this is my house too. My name's on the deed. Anyway, yeah. So my parents live with me, and they're proud.
Well,
I guess.
man, I want to tell you, you don't have to, feel like you should be ashamed that you live with your parents. I think it is 1,000,000% noble to do that, and that actually, I think a lot more people should. In today's society, you know what we do with our parents? We put them in a nursing home, and we don't want to take care of them, and we don't want to help them out, and we don't want to share things with them. Or we go off to college, and then we see them, at Christmas when it's time to get your Christmas presents. But
Right?
that's about it. So
Yeah, yeah.
man, don't feel bad for doing the right thing ever.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I
And
think it's also an Asian thing where um, the parents or the children still live at home with the parents and take care of them when they get older, or or at least have them, even, say, moved out, but later on when my parents get older, they would come back to my place and live with me, that so I can take care of them. It's like an Asian thing also. I think it's pretty cool. But like, yeah, like you said, it's a noble thing. Unless you don't get along with your parents, then it's kind of rough.
well, we met a guy. I think he was from Indonesia. He worked on one of the cruise ships, and his name, if I'm getting it correctly, I couldn't. I'm getting old, so I mix my stories up. But I think his name was Getty, Gedde, and he was Getty one. And he said that all the boys are named Getty, and he was the first. And it's his responsibility to take care of the parents when they get old.
Right.
And so his parents live with him and his wife and his kids. He works on the cruise ship for 6 months and sends all the money back to them and takes care of them, and then goes back there and work for 6 months. Then it comes back on the cruise ship for 6 months.
Oh, wow. That must be rough too, being away that long.
Right. I mean, you think about this lady raising not only her kids, but she's also got her husband's parents in there.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that her brother would take care of her mom and dad. So, but he said that's what he had to do, and that's the way it was. I mean, so there's not another option. He may have been from Indonesia.
Okay. Yeah. It's like that sometimes. My mom, she wants to, when she retires, she wants to, move to North Carolina, or actually spend most of her time in North Carolina to help raise her granddaughter and give my sister a break, which is like, you don't really hear about that. Like a parent wanting to come back and take care of a little child after, they've raised children of their own. And usually, they would let their children raise their own children. But my mom wants to come back and spend time with the granddaughter and help out raising and taking care of her, so my sister can have a break once in a while too. Because it's it's tough raising my niece. She's on the spectrum, so yeah, there's that. But I mean, it's we do what we do. We do what we can. My mom still has. My mom. I'm fortunate that she still has the capability to and the wherewithal to still do these things right now. So, yeah. I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know where it goes from here.
Yeah.
So, well, let's see.
How's the weather? It looks so good over there. I mean, you sent me the picture. You were on the beach, and is it hot and humid? How is it over there right now?
Yeah, it was pretty daggone warm, and it's low tide right now. And I have a picture of well, you can see more of the beach. There's a lot of debris out because it's the low tide, so the debris comes in with the high tide and it puts it there. And usually, actually, where we were is a little lower than where we normally are. So we usually go up to a crosswalk because to get to the beach, we come out of our yard, make a left, and go walk by two houses, and then we cross the 4-lane road, and then there's the beach. And but that 4-lane, well, it's 5-lane. It's got the middle turn lane.
Mm-hmm.
But those people drive like maniacs. Actually, everywhere around here in Florida, people drive like maniacs. I mean, just like the most aggressive, rude, impatient drivers. I mean, it's Florida man driving, so you draw your own conclusions. So we prefer to walk just up a block and use the crosswalk because it's a ton safer, right?
Yeah.
But my wife was on a call with a lunch pal, so she has this girl that she would go eat lunch with every week, and the school has determined that the kids that have lunch pals are 85% more likely to graduate high school.
Really?
Yep. And so my wife has been doing this for a couple years. She had a different girl before. Now she has this girl, and that girl moved away. Now she has this girl. And so the girl said she wanted to see the beach, and so we walked over to the beach to show her. And so Jenna sits and talks to her, plays games, and so then I took the picture while we were there, and then we came back.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Also, it's your I just thinking about it. It's your first time having like bubble tea or boba.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. You know what you could do though? Use it as a spitball. No, I've done that before. Like, I mean, that's what I don't care for boba. Like, I usually decline having them put it in there. But when I feel a little stupid, I will just, because they give you that big, the wide mouth straw, right?
Yeah.
So
and they get stuck.
Yeah, and they get stuck. So that's why you just, use it as a spitball. Just spit it at whatever.
I also saw it's high in carbs.
Yes, it is. It's what is it? Tapioca? I think it's tapioca. Yeah, it's tapioca and sugar or syrup. Yeah, it's high carbs. No, it's not good for you. That's why you just spit them out. Use them as spitballs.
Well, I mean, usually the latest fad is like, oh, you eat this and it'll increase your brain activity or whatever. So I thought, well, yeah, sure, just throw them in there.
Wait, they said that to you? Is that their pitch? To put boba in your drinks?
No. But they came out with the whatever the latest. Well, Dunkin' Donuts has the cold foam, and now I'm sure other places have it too. And they don't say there's any health benefits of it, but it damn sure tastes better than regular cold. What do you call it? Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool I'm whip. Sorry, I'm choking over here, and I'm trying to hit the cough.
Are you choking? Oh, choking your chicken. Choking on boba? What are you choking on?
Powerade.
Powerade. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we haven't been to the beach much this year. We've taken a couple of walks, but it was nice. The water is getting warm, thankfully. So it'll be about time to go out there and start doing some fishing and hanging out on the beach and riding the paddle boards and the whatnots.
I see. That's cool. Have you been to California yet?
I have. I have not really done a whole lot.
Okay.
I didn't go sightseeing or any of that crap. I was in the military and stopped at Edwards Air Force Base, going somewhere.
Okay, I see.
Where was I going?
Where were you going? Top secret missions.
That's a very excellent question. Where would I have been going?
Were you stationed?
I was going to
Korea.
Korea.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
And that's weird. Why would I stop there though?
Because it's the next stop before Korea. If you're going there, I don't know. Why were you there?
I don't know. That is so weird.
Did you have any training that you had to do over there? Top secret missions, transporting of alien bodies?
Oh man, I wish. Do you think there's aliens? Do you think? Do you believe? Do you believe?
I want to believe. Actually, you know what? That's a good question. Personally, I think so. We can't be the only living, beings in this huge ass universe. But I haven't seen any, so it's like until I see something. I mean, the government has released declassified UFO stuff and everything, so that kind of piques my interest. But until I've seen an actual alien body, I can't really say that I mean, part of me wants to believe, most of me does not believe.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, let me continue with the questions here. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
What about Roswell?
What about it?
Did it actually happen? Was it actually an alien spacecraft that crashed? Was it actually just a weather balloon?
I don't believe the weather balloon thing one bit. Have you seen what a weather balloon looks like? It looks nothing like that. Like, what? I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know. It could have been a weather balloon, but it could have been a UFO too. I'm not sure. There's so many, documentaries, conspiracy theories, stories. I just don't know what to believe. I think there is some sort of stuff going on there, whether it's alien or not. Possibly it could be some sort of just some weird like bioweapon project or top secret weapons or aviation project that the military is doing, and people just spun it around to include aliens. I don't know, but
look, when they come out and they say a saucer has landed and crashed, and they put all of this out and they spread it, and then they retract and go, "Oh no, just kidding! It's a weather balloon." Come on, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it was a lot more. However, I think it's time that we quit hiding the bullshit and just say what we know.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's just deal with it instead of let's just keep lying or hiding the facts or what, keep it secret among the few people who need to know about it.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be the government then if they did that, if they told the truth.
Man, you're 100% correct.
Yeah, I mean, I also kind of understand that if you came out with information like that, I don't know if people are gonna freak out or be like, you know what I mean? Like if you say they found evidence of alien life forms or something, some people might freak the hell out. A lot of people would be like, that's cool, let's see them. I would be like, that's hella cool, I want to see what they look like. But some might freak out. I don't know.
Well, you know what? There's people who are freaking out now if they're having these experiences or if they're having some kind of mental break and they think that they're having the experience. And then you got all these people that are gaslighting them and saying, hey, it's not real, when really it actually is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's another thing. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yeah. I think that there are. Well, look, and it's my same answer for aliens. I think there's stuff that's out there that we don't know, we don't grasp, that we don't embrace. Now, the thing about Bigfoot is all these years we haven't found a humanoid skeleton just laying fresh.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
So I think that Bigfoot is either like a ghost, like residual energy type ghost, or Bigfoot's like a shape-shifting alien spirit demon something.
Ooh.
I think people see it. I don't think that everybody who sees it's confused and it's just a bear walking upright. I think that people, not everybody who says, yeah, I was kidnapped by Bigfoot or whatever is actually lying. I think that people do have these experiences, but I think that Bigfoot is something that's beyond our
comprehension.
Yeah, dimension, and and if you, I'm not going to go there. Never mind. But yeah, I think that Bigfoot is, and there's stuff that's out in the wild that we just don't get.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, just because that people see something doesn't mean that it has to be like from our realm. It could be from another realm, and he could have the ability to go back and forth.
Yeah. So in that train of thought, you believe in ghosts, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Have you ever had any ghost experiences?
Wow, we're going to save that one for another episode, my friend.
Our Patreon episode. Our Patreon episode.
Yeah, as soon as we get some listeners, then we'll get them to pay for it.
Exactly, those suckers. Fat marks. No, just kidding. Yeah, I have a ghost story also, but we'll save that for next time.
Next week, ghost stories.
Oh, come on. We can't just, kind of.
No.
But if we remember, yeah.
You know what I can do right now?
What's up?
I can go to my conversation that I had earlier in the week with Kevin Dignam. I'm super happy to be talking with Kevin Dignam from Harwich, Massachusetts. Shit, I almost forgot what state my in-laws live in. Harwich, Massachusetts. And Kevin, thanks for joining me. You are out in Vegas. I don't know what we're going to talk about today. As usual, I did zero preparation.
Okay.
But thanks for coming on and giving me a little bit of your time while you're on vacation. You were just saying before I hit the record button how much of a good time you're having. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've done in Vegas?
Well, I had twice with our friend Roman Gomez. He actually took me to Ellis Island yesterday. That was really good. That you talked about it a lot, which was fantastic. I also bowled in nationals out here for 10-10.
And how'd you do on the bowling?
Bowling could have done a little better. I could have done a lot worse, but I had my high game of 223, so I'm happy with that.
Oh, nice. My high game, and this is not a joke, is 133.
That's okay. My very first game of 10-pin was a 25.
Wow. And I'm horrible, and I absolutely hate bowling. I will bowl one game, and that's it. How many games in a row do you bowl?
I usually do 3 on league nights, but up here in a league, in one of the summer leagues, they do 4 games.
There's just no way I could do that. How long have you been bowling?
I've been bowling most of my life. I started out with something called candle pin, which is like this. Pins look like almost like candlesticks, long and thin, with a smaller ball. Then in '97, I switched over to 10-pin.
Wow, I've never heard of candle pin. Is that a Northeast thing?
Yeah, pretty much. And duck pin, which is little tiny pins with like a grapefruit-sized bowling ball. You'll have to look it up on YouTube once we get done.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, Jana, my wife that's also from Massachusetts, when I says that a northeastern thing, she said, "Yep,
Yeah, she's
yeah,
absolutely correct on that one.
yeah." Played primarily in the Canadian Maritime provinces and the New
Yeah,
England
it's
region, of the United
popular
States.
up there too. So
Well, cool. So since you've been out in
yeah, it's
Vegas,
funny.
go ahead.
No, you go first.
Well, I was going to say, since you've been in Vegas, what are some of your favorite things that you've done besides eat with Roman Gomez?
I've actually ate at the Planet Hollywood restaurant at Caesar's Palace. That was really good. I've walked up the strip, which was really nice. Just gambled a little bit, and that's about it. So, and I have this 4-year-old. I take care of a friend's 4-year-old. She wanted an M&M shirt, got her an M&M shirt, and a Pocahontas backpack while I was out here.
Oh, that's cool. Uh,
Yeah.
where, what casino is your favorite out there?
I don't have a favorite yet. Last year I stayed at the Excalibur, which was really nice. But
Uh,
Treasure Island's not bad at all. But I'm still walking around, so
I'm telling you, the Casino Royale, which is kind of across from Treasure Island, is one of our favorites. So we stayed at the
yes,
Mirage last time, and that was our favorite. We would even leave the Mirage to go over to Casino Royale. We got super quick service, where at the Mirage you might sit 30, 45 minutes waiting on a drink. And then the payoffs were tremendous. We played a mass game, slots, and had a great time. I don't think we lost anything. We had a couple of big wins, and of course we fed it back in there like you're supposed to do. But
yeah,
we were entertained and got drinks for $2 a piece. We tipped $2 on the free drinks. $2 for each drink, that is. Sometimes we'd give them a
yeah.
five for our two. So a $2 drink, or $2.50 drink, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. And the funny thing is, I went to see the Beatles Circus del Sol thing over at the Mirage, and it was absolutely fantastic.
That was one of the things that we want to do, but I don't think that we could have fit it in with our last day out there. But it really seemed really, really cool.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to come back out here, it's a show worth going to see.
Oh man, it's not if I get a chance, it's when. We've already been talking and looking. We've been out there twice so far, and absolutely loved it. We stayed the first time at the MGM Grand, and the last time at the Mirage.
That's where you get your burger.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And next time we might just at the Best Western, which is the Casino Royale's hotel there, because I mean we really don't need.
I saw that yesterday. I'm like, it was right there.
Right. Yeah. It looks so out of place. It's like and I think it used to be called something else. Like it was old something. Damn, I wish it was coming to me. But anyway, the hotel is one of the last old hotels there, but it's a Best Western Inn, and we don't care where we stay. It's not like about the name or whatever. So we're happy staying in the Best Western and having that short walk down there. And then they had really cheap food.
Yeah.
So in the back of the Casino Royale, you could get like I'm going to make this up, but it's like a $3 or $4 hot dog instead of the expensive stuff that you get everywhere else.
The best thing by that Best Western is there's a 24-hour Denny's end. I absolutely love Denny's, so I'm there.
Oh yeah, that's right. We went to that McDonald's there a couple times just for the sake of a quick breakfast and somewhat cheap. Actually, I think the prices were pretty normal. But anyway, we went there a couple times. Didn't make it to the Denny's. I didn't realize it was 24 hours though.
Yeah, because me and one of my bowling friends that was staying at Treasure Island actually ate there about like 10:30 at night a couple days ago.
Oh, the Casino Royale used to be called the Nob Hill Casino. That's what it was back in the day.
Now I want whiskey.
So when you posted some of the pictures that I've seen, you posted some of the same street performers, I'll call them.
Yeah, down on Fremont Street.
Well, I saw some outside the hotel, like Olaf. I mean
Yes.
those street performers. The B versions.
Yes. Did you see the guy with the snake last time he came, or no?
No.
There was a guy like a few feet down from him that had a live snake that people were taking pictures with.
Oh wow, a big snake.
Oh yeah, big snake. I'm like, I could turn into Jake Roberts right here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would not do that. Okay, have you seen? So I saw the budget Mickey Mouse that is usually across the road from the Mirage to Treasure Island. Did you see the really large, buff African American gentleman?
No.
Okay, so there's a guy, and he's got two girls, and everybody looks like strippers. This guy's probably 6'4", 6'5", and just shredded. But then there's another that is two African American girls and dominatrix, and they will whip you. Yes, and that's also on the opposite side of the street as Treasure Island, like actually right across from the Mirage is where we saw them, and they will put you in, not you, but they'll put people in precarious positions, like and make you their bitch. It was pretty cool. Not, and that was one of the times we were like, oh man, thank God we don't have the kids because we'd have to explain that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've seen so many kids here. You know, it's like, why are you bringing them?
Yeah, right. Sin City.
Yeah. Yeah. I stayed at the Excalibur last year, and the first thing I see is a kid in the here. I'm like, in Vegas?
Well, my daughter, we were telling her about the show. She's like, I want to go. And we're like, hey, you can go when you're 21. And
yes,
but not before then. And you'll have a great time. But before then, you can't. It's a lot of adult stuff. And I think she's cool with it. She doesn't want to see the adult stuff. But I had to explain to her that it's not like adult stuff that you can choose to see. It's just out on the street and going on. So you have to see it.
Yes. And that was a great post you posted of your daughter singing the other day.
Oh, thanks, man. I was I'm really proud of her. She's I don't want to say shy, but she's like me. She can be a little quiet at times, and she also can be the life of the party in the room. But she has just come out of her shell so much in the 3 years that I've been here, and she has worked really hard. She's always had like a pretty singing voice, but she actually worked really hard on projecting and learning this song, and it's not a song she would typically sing, so she had to work at it. So I'm really proud of her, the amount of work that she put into it, and the amount of work that she put into her costume, and that she kind of got out of her comfort zone. And just seeing her up there nailing that song, I was crying. Like Jenna was trying to reach over and take the phone from me because I kept shaking and dropping it, and because I was crying, I kept going, making that noise. I was about to like bust out sobbing. So
it's a proud dad moment.
Yeah, I have a lot of those though, and I'm so thankful to have such awesome kids and a wife, and that seeing her on the stage just. Just was. I mean, I would start cheering up when she was just singing in the car because it's so pretty, and she you see them growing up. Well, what do you have on your agenda the rest of your time out in Vegas?
Today I'm thinking I'm just going to pack up a little bit, enjoy the rest of the day, because tomorrow I'm flying back into Boston and then going home to Cape Cod.
Well, what kind of flight do you got? You got a early morning flight or late evening?
I'm leaving at 11 Vegas time and landing about 8 p.m. in Logan, so it's not too bad.
Okay. Yeah, we took the red eye both times that we've come back. So we, flew overnight. For those that don't know what that means, we flew overnight, and then you come home and you take a nap and get going. But I think my wife is such a trooper that she works the next day usually.
Yeah.
Instead, while I nap. Hey Kevin, you and I talked at the last Legends Fan Fest. Are you going to be there this year?
Yes, I am. I am going. I'm coming this June because I can't miss out on Demolition. They were one of my favorite tag teams.
Well, good. Speaking of that, what wrestling did you grow up on?
I grew up. I started watching the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant here main event match where Hogan had showed up, and how much for the plastic surgery, brother? That hooked me into wrestling. So I started to watch that, and NWA at the time. I had moved, so I only could watch like WCW on a 1 hour Power Hour show, but it was mainly WWF, WWE I grew up on.
And did you ever get out of wrestling at any point?
I almost wanted to leave in like 92, 93 when the WWE had like Abe Knuckleball Swartz and stuff, and they were doing, and WCW was doing like Big Josh. I'm like, that's kind of a down period, but then I kind of got pulled back in when I saw Steve Austin go to the WWE, and I've always loved him.
Yeah. I this is might be a controversial take, but I think that Steve Austin sort of ruined wrestling because there hasn't been a star like him since him. And now we're talking 20 years.
I agree. I agree with that 100% because it's like you could have had some people beat that, but nobody's reached that level since then.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when you think about the fact that he goes out there and he cuts a promo off the cuff that no one told him to say, he says his line, and the next night he comes back and there's a sea of Austin 316 signs. I mean,
yes.
This is my opinion. And of course, I'm not a billionaire, so it doesn't mean shit. But Vince McMahon should listen and give the talent a chance to run with the ball a little bit more, right? And if they drop it, then it's on them, because you can see Austin created himself.
Yes, and you know what? Funny thing is, because I remember watching ESPN when they had wrestling and seeing him there. Like, I like this guy, seeing him in WCW. Okay, so there's something there, and then he kind of went down and then skyrocketed in WWE as soon as he uttered the 316 line.
Yeah, I didn't. And as I got older, you realize how people were repackaged. I never much cared for that, without like some sort of explanation, or they turn heel and then they get a different character. But him coming up as the ringmaster after the ECW stuff. I was just like, come on, you take, if you watch the ECW stuff that he was doing, those promos he was cutting, you're like, man, that's tremendous. And then you're going to bring him into the WWE and not have him talk.
Yeah. It's like, why? And then you saw him, they have just slowly had him talk.
Right. Yeah. Well, cool. So you're looking forward to Demolition. How many fan fests have you been to?
This will be my second one.
Okay, good. Yeah. This is our third.
Yep.
Anybody else that you're looking forward to? Let's see. We've got, besides Demolition, we've got the Masked Superstar, Crusher Khrushchev.
Yeah, I have to look at his matches too, because I want to meet him, but I haven't seen any of his matches, so I have to go back and watch those.
You got Medusa, also known as Alundra Blaze. She'll be doing the Cup of Coffee, which I thought was tremendous last time with Jerry Jarrett.
Oh, it was awesome. And Jerry Jarrett seemed like such a nice guy.
Man, he really was. He was probably, I'm gonna say it. He was the most engaging out of all of the folks that were there. And he really took time to talk to not just me, but my wife Jana, and that was really important for me. I mean,
Yes.
because those guys, there's not a lot of them that bring wives or whatever, but the guys that do bring their wives, you don't want them to just sit around bored and hating it. And
No.
I'm lucky that I got a wife that as long as I'm happy, she's happy. But he was as interested in talking to her as he was hearing me ask stupid questions.
Yeah, I asked him the difference between Vince Senior and Vince Junior. He said Vince Senior used to down to earth, kind of quiet, and he said Vince Junior kind of crude and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's the big difference there.
Yeah, right. I mean, night and day. It's so odd.
Mm-hmm.
So odd, especially when you come to like business dealings that you hear with senior versus junior and how they treat
Yeah.
people.
Mm.
I'm so surprised that Vinnie Mac is still kicking.
Yeah, I was surprised he had that match at WrestleMania. I'm like, at 76.
Yeah. Do you think that match at WrestleMania is what's prompted Ric Flair to, post all these videos of him in the ring working out?
Oh, he was going to do that anyways, knowing Flair.
Yeah, you're brother right. I mean, he's apparently back to living the gimmick. By
I don't think the gimmick ever left him.
Well, I think he may have had some I don't know what's the word, familiar family changes in his life, but I think I don't know. I just read the sheets like everybody else, but he seems like he was cutting it back and not drinking as much, and then now you see him posting TikToks of him in the bar and.
Yep. I've never been a big wrestling observer reader or anything like that, but I understand why people read them and stuff, and I absolutely respect what they do.
Yeah, I've never read any of them either, but I like to know the backstage drama. I was just texting with Shard Johnson just a few minutes ago, and we were talking about another situation that's some real life drama, and I told him, man, the real life drama in wrestling is just as good, or for me, maybe even better than the in-ring drama.
Yes.
And it seems like with you too, it's like maybe a little bit of wrestling. The thing that attracted you to it was the athleticism, but it was the drama that kept you. How much you played for the plastic surgery, brother.
Yeah. That angle hooked me, and then the NWA WCW had that great 1989 with Steamboat and Flair and Flair and Funk. That was just a fantastic year for them.
Yeah, you're right. That was tremendous. And I didn't know a lot about Terry Funk because I had been a Mid-Atlantic guy. But they put him over as a former world champion, and then he turns his back on Flair, and they had pile drives him on the table.
And then he put that plastic bag around his head.
Yes. Yeah. So 1989, I turned 16, so I have vague memories of that whole thing. But
I was 12 and I was home, so.
Yeah, but I remember the Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat from the early Mid-Atlantic days where Ric Flair rubbed his face on the concrete, and I was always a Ricky Steamboat fan. Like, he was probably one of my top favorites in the late 70s, early 80s.
I don't think there's a bad Ricky Steamboat match out there.
Yeah, that guy always looked like $1 million and worked like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had
WrestleMania 3 match.
Yeah, he had it.
He did.
Well, also coming up on the Fan Fest, Steve Kern, also known as Skinner in the WWE, Bob Roop, Maha Singh, Leilani Kai, and Bill Alfonso, and the Saint, which was the Cuban assassin, Dave Sierra, Fidel Sierra, who
this was his second time there, I think.
Well, yeah. So Dave Sierra was really warm and friendly once he realized we lived down the street from each other. He lives in Treasure Island, and I live in Reddington Beach, and so we got to talk a little local stuff. Yeah, so basically he's 2 towns away, which is just a couple miles. In our county here in Florida, we have this is pretty accurate. It may not be 100%. 44 municipalities in our county.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the one that go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't pay anything to my things on Cape Cod. I'm like, I just live in my town.
Yeah. So in North Carolina, where we came from, we had 5 in our county, 5 different municipalities, and then here we have 44. So you go down the road, and 1 minute you're in Seminole, the next minute you're in Largo, the next minute you're in Clearwater, and then on the same road you might jump back and you might be in Seminole again. It's so crazy the amount of municipalities we have. Here at the beach, we've got Gulfport, St. Pete Beach, Pasadena, Madeira Beach, Reddington Beach, Reddington Shores, North Reddington Beach, Reddington Shores, Indian Rocks, Indian Shores, Clearwater Beach. I think I may have missed one in there. That's just all right here on the beach. And then you go up to Tarpon Springs, Palm Harbor.
Oh man, you're lucky. You got a lot of beaches out that way.
Yeah, we're a block away. 3 houses away from the beach. So it's super. Yeah, super nice. We've in the 3 years I've been here, we've only had one flooding situation, and but yeah, it's really nice, and we probably don't take advantage of the beach as much as we should. But I think this year we're going to make a little bit of an effort to get out there a little more. Last year we had the red tide. The red tide was horrible last year, so we didn't go out.
I believe it. I absolutely believe that.
So last year, going into the Fan Fest, who were some of the guys that you already knew going there?
Like you mean like for the wrestlers or the Brothership?
Oh, the Brothership.
Like I was friends with Barry, and we got to talk, and Zaha was one of them. He's fantastic. Me and Zaha, Reigns don't talk much, but I knew of him. It's like, and just meeting you for the first time. Spiker I knew about. That's why I took the picture with him. Became friends with him. Then, it's like meeting everybody you're not friends with is fantastic, and it's so fan friendly at the event.
Yeah. That's right. It is the most fan friendly situation I think that I've ever been in anything. Is that. Not only do the fans have fun talking to the stars, but the fans have such a great time talking to each other.
Yeah, and I know that there's a few more people that are going to be at this one that didn't go to the last one, which would be great.
Who do you know?
Mark Hartwig's coming. I think Roman's trying to get out this way. So, and a few other people, I think it's going to be their first times. Forget who they are, but Mark's great people too. I met him a year or two ago when his dad was living up in Yarmouth before he passed. So he came up and visited, and I took him to a great little breakfast place.
Oh, nice. Well, put the breakfast place over. What's its name?
Who?
Put the breakfast place over. What was the name of the breakfast place?
It's called the Celtic. It's called the Celtic Kitchen in Yarmouth up on Cape Cod. It's absolutely delicious.
Cool. So if you're ever up that way, Celtic Kitchen, check it out.
Yep, definitely. Mark came back up, said, "Hey, I took my family to the place you recommended. Absolutely great again,
Cool. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. We're excited this year. Sad that Joe couldn't make it, but we're happy that Jason Ward and Tony Botts are coming. Happy for those guys.
Rest in peace, man. We were so looking forward to him coming too.
Oh man, I know. I hope he knows that how much he was loved by the group, and
oh yeah, I'm sure he does.
How much everybody was just looking forward to hanging out with him and seeing him and making those jokes. Never in a million years would I have thought that when we booked that thing, booked the tickets and got him there, that the guy wouldn't even make it,
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, really?
It all came out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of left field. It's like, it's funny in the group chat, like before we added you in that other one, he posted the Traveling Wilburys end of the line, like maybe a month, 5 weeks before he passed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's horrible. Yeah. So we're happy that we get another brother shipper on, Jason Ward. I don't know him well, but I've been chatting with him a little bit. It seems like a great guy, and I know he's very grateful for the opportunity that he's getting. And Tony Botts and I have sort of a interesting connection. I was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, which is on the Kentucky-Tennessee border, and the closest town is actually Clarksville, Tennessee, which is where Tony Botts grew up and lived in. So turns out that we end up knowing a couple of the same people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I had no idea, and he had a auto shop, and I know exactly where it was. I remember going by it, at one point, and it was right down by near this bar that I used to hang out with. It was like a club. They played live music. And
Did you ask him if he knew the Briscoes?
Are they from Clarksville?
I don't think so, but I know they had an auto body shop in Florida. The Jerry and
those Briscoes. Those Briscoes. Yeah. Yeah, he might have done some work.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned Bob Broop and Leilani Kai also.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Also,
Leilani Kai, I'm looking forward to meeting.
Yeah, I haven't seen her name on a lot of the fan fests and the whatnot, so it'd be really cool to see her in there.
Yeah, Russ Stills actually said she's very nice.
Also looking forward to seeing Brother Shipper's Max Spiker. And actually, I think he may not be coming. Maybe he's not coming because I know the doctor is graduating.
I know Chris and the doctor are not because of the doctor graduating that weekend.
That is right. So he may not be there either. Oh man, I was looking forward to hanging out with him. We had a good time hanging out with him. Jamie Ward, I hope he shows up.
I do too.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Yeah, Bruce Cohen is too. He's really nice.
Yeah. I was he at the last one?
Yeah, I believe he was.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to hang out with him much. He may have been, in some of those large group conversations, but
yes,
I'm hoping to meet a lot more of the guys this year. We actually are going to have to take off during part of it because our daughter is having her recital for her acting classes, and so we're going to and she's going to be at the opening and she's going to do the closing of the show and then have something in the middle. Nice. So we'll have to be there for all that, so we'll have to leave an hour before then, and then we'll get back an hour after it's done.
Yeah, not bad.
No, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. And Jana was so sweet. She was saying she was saying, "Oh, I can go," and I said, "No way, I am not missing a moment with my daughter." They're with their dad every other week, and so we miss half of a year anyway. So wouldn't miss it.
It doesn't matter. Family always comes first,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So as you wrap up there in Vegas, and as we wrap up here, you're going to do some packing. You're going to hit some slots. You're going to play some games. What are you going to do today?
Oh yeah, I saw last night that somebody was playing a dollar slot. They won $15,000.
Wow.
On the jackpot, I'm like, maybe I should do that.
Wow. Something I've noticed.
Yeah.
This is a little observance. So you know how some of the slots have a mini and a major prize?
Yes.
So if you see someone win one of those prizes, then you know that the payout that they will typically pay out when they get to that prize, right? So there was one machine on the cruise ship that I played a little bit, and the person next to me won at I think it was $515, and I was at like, and so the what do you call it? The major prize payout on the machine that I was playing was like at 500. And then I came back the next day and it had reset to like 250. So somebody had won it.
Wow.
And I told you, I was like, I knew we should have kept playing it.
Yes. Funny thing is, I went to a SmackDown taping at Mohegan Sun in 2006, waiting for one thing. Person hits the jackpot twice within 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of it was a news clip, and they were interviewing the guy who had won a lottery, and he was showing them like doing the B-roll footage. And he's like, so he goes up and he buys another ticket, and they're showing him how he scratched it off. And he goes, oh my gosh, I just won another $250,000. So he'd already won. Yeah, he'd already won like whatever, and then he wins another 250. He couldn't believe it. I mean, what are the odds?
It's so small.
Yeah, but as long as I don't lose a whole bunch, I really enjoy playing, and I kind of can weigh it out and say, well, if I was paying full price for these drinks, especially in Vegas, where they'd be $10 a piece plus a $5 tip, so it's $25 a round, and I have 5 or 6 rounds. As long as I don't lose that amount of money, and then I'm fine with it, or I count it as entertainment. I'm entertaining myself with the game, and hitting all the bonuses and the bells and the whistles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man.
I just come out here for fun.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said I just come out here for fun.
Yeah. So what do you typically play? Slots or?
Yeah, penny slots. That's about it. But I think I might do something a little bigger today.
Oh man, good man. Good luck. I'll be looking for
Thanks.
that post. I'll be looking at that post, and then when you get to the fan fest, everybody be looking forward to you buying them drinks and stuff.
Yeah, you're buying the full dinner bowl every single night while we're out here.
Yeah, I don't know about up north, but down south, whenever somebody gets some money, family members come out of the woodwork asking for some.
Oh, they do that up northeast too. So.
All right, well, great, Kevin. Let me ask you one last question before I wrap up. What are you doing up so early out there?
Just say I work overnights at where I work. That's up the street from me, so I'm always up early.
Oh, okay.
When I'm on vacation, so.
Well, the correct answer was hookers and cocaine.
Who's below?
All right, Kevin. I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of your time there in Vegas. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We'll see you in June the 4th at the CW. Oh, June the 3rd we'll be there the night before this time, because I'm not missing out on those shenanigans.
I'll be there Thursday through Monday at least. So.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll see you then. You take care and have fun.
Yeah, you take care too, Frankie. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And hoo-de-hoo, we're back.
Wow. Who knew bowling was such a athletic sport? I can't think of a joke right now. I'm still I was trying to get this little thing going on where like I would comment, about the guest and what they probably talked about.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about some bowling. Hey,
bowling? Yeah. I love bowling.
Did you ever watch soccer or play soccer?
No.
Okay, good.
Why?
Well, no. I was just going to make a reference, but if you're not going to get it, I'm going to save my reference. In my dumb joke. The joke's never funny if you have to explain it. If you don't watch soccer, you don't get it. Then I'll have to explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, but so anyway, thank you, Kevin, for coming on and talking with us. It's so great to talk with you, and I'm surprised I could have a conversation with him and not need a translator because my in-laws live in Central Mass, and sometimes they'll speak to me, and I'll have to turn to Janet and as if to say, "What the hell did they just say?" And and she'll translate and say, "He said this" or "She said this."
So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty awkward. You think that we speak like two different languages, like I'm, speaking Spanish and they're speaking French. No, we're all speaking English. We just can't understand each other sometimes.
Accents are funny. They're cool though.
Yeah, well, when I first met my father-in-law, he said, "How'd you get that sky?" I said, "What?"
Yeah.
He said, "The sky, and you're fired. Did you get that from the army?" I said, "No, it's just a wrinkle in my forehead. You're an old man. You know what wrinkles look like. I'm sure you can tell the difference between a wrinkle and a scar." That was our first encounter.
Wow. That's awesome, actually. That's so funny. Do you play bowling? Do you bowl at all?
Oh, man. No, when you hear the podcast, you hear me. I hate it.
Oh, really?
I can bowl a game, and that's it. And Kevin was saying he'll bowl like 3 or 4 like in a row.
There was a phase I went through where I loved bowling, but I would be so sore, like my entire right side of my body would be sore. And I bowl weird because I'm right-handed, so usually when you bowl and you spin the bowling ball, it would go towards the left. When I bowl, I rotate my wrist towards the right, so the ball would veer towards the right. I call it southpaw, but with my right hand. It's weird. My friend taught me how to bowl that way, and I don't know. It just veers towards the right when I bowl.
Man, that is weird.
It is, yeah. So when you release the ball, right before you release it, so I'm right-handed, so I rotate my wrist towards the right when I release. So it spins the ball to the right, so it curves towards the right instead of the left when I should be naturally, spinning it that way. I go the opposite way. It's weird.
Yeah, man. That is.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it though because it trips people out. Like, what the hell?
Is that the only cool trick you got, or what?
Yeah, I fucking suck at bowling. I suck at bowling.
What's your high score?
132, I think.
Yeah. Oh, man. Listen.
Really bad.
Listen. This is good. When you listen to the podcast, when you listen back, I know you do from time to time.
I listen to all of it.
I want you to pay close attention for when I say what my high score is.
Oh, really? Okay.
The conversation's done, so I can't change it.
Right.
All right.
Okay, I'll listen to that.
Cool. So let me go ahead and talk about the CWF Legends Fan Fest, which is coming up June the 4th. If you're in the area or if you're a brothershipper and you want to come out, please do so. Come and check this place out. Check out the brothership. You'll have a ton of fun. You'll meet a lot of legends. You got Bill Eadie, Barry Darso, all their various personas. We've talked about it week after week. Medusa Michelli, Bob Roop, Steve Kern, Cuban Assassin, Jeff and Barry, the Brothershippers. A lot of reasons to come and join and have the fun. So please do so. I would love for this to sell out. A great group of folks there to hang out with, guys and girls. A lot of good eating, and so please check it out June the 4th, and that is in Lutz, Florida, at the Residence Inn by Marriott Courtyard, something Parkway. Just Google CWF Legends Fan Fest. You'll find an Eventbrite page. And so we are, almost 6 weeks away from it. And there's still plenty of time. The hotel rooms, they are no longer available at the group rate. That's unfortunate, but there's a couple other hotels in the area that you might be able to get a room at. Ariel, I think that about wraps us up, my brother. Thank you so much. I want you to get some rest. I want you to get a day off. I want you to walk the dog and spend some time with your folks. Very noble of you to be living there and hanging out with them.
I have no choice.
Oh, sure you do. You can be a piece of shit and just move off on your own, live with some dude that you work with who you secretly hate, and leave your parents up there and to wonder whether you're alive or dead. But you don't. You choose to stay there with them, help out, and contribute. So you're a good man.
Thanks. Wow, you said that like you've experienced that.
Oh, yeah, man. Trust me.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I was describing me there for a while.
For real, right? I'm like, wow. I don't want to say anything, but yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So on that note,
hey, but since 2007, I said I'm going to go and see my parents once a month, and I did that from the time that 2007 till I moved here to Florida, and obviously I can't do it in Florida, and then my dad passed in 2019, a month before we got married. But I talked to my mom, text my mom every single day, and every morning she texts me, and sometimes Jana, and we talk once a week, once every couple of weeks, and then we make a trip to see her once a year, bring her down here once a year, and we're all happy and good with that arrangement. So.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're not going to last forever. They're not going to be around forever. So spend as much time as you can with them, with your parents. My girlfriend, see, I'm going to mention my girlfriend this week.
Good. You know what? The last podcast I listened, and you only mentioned your ex-girlfriend, and then you said, the only thing you said about your current girlfriend is, oh, man, she's going to be pissed when she hears that.
So, yeah, I don't know if I should put that out there, but she lost both her parents. So, and she's still, she's a little bit younger than I am, but both her parents aren't here anymore. So it's, I get it. She sees my relationship with my mom and my dad, and of course, it makes her miss her parents, and I feel bad, but I'm fortunate that I still have them. And
yeah, of course, man.
Yeah. So.
And you know what? It sounds to me like I'm just gonna, fill in some blanks here.
Okay.
That maybe she should come over and live with you and your parents, and we could all heal this together.
Yeah, that would be great. She talks to my mom, like on video chat, and they get along really well. My mom's really funny. You should meet my mom, but she's hilarious. I sometimes put stuff up on Facebook that she says and whatnot, but yeah, they get along really well, and I hope to bring her here someday, and just be a big happy family. And
well, a wise woman once said, if you loved it, you should have put a ring on it.
Beyonce?
Yeah, I believe it was.
On that note,
thank you for joining me again, Ariel. Thank you all for listening and suffering through this podcast with us. We love you all. We love the Brothership. And we will see you next week with more exciting talk, and we're going to talk about ghosts next week, apparently.
Nice. All right, guys. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.